Hello, everyone. Welcome today to today's special meeting of the Central City Standing Committee. My name is Cindy Laurela, and I am the Real Estate Director for Portland General Electric and Executive Director of the World Trade Center. I'm also the Chair of the Downtown Portland Clean and Safe Board of Directors. I am filling in as host today as our committee chair, Graciela Cowger Gomez, is out of town. The Central City Standing Committee has been a long-standing convening of public, private, and non-profit Central City stakeholders and leaders to discuss the important topics of the day impacting downtown. The meeting is co-hosted by the Portland Business Alliance and Downtown Portland Clean and Safe. These meetings are open to all who wish to participate. The agenda regularly includes a presentation, discussion, and reports from the Enhanced Service District Special Committees focused on cleaning and retail advocacy. Today, we are proud to have this committee serve as the host for the fifth and final community listening session for the renewal of the Downtown Portland Clean and Safe Enhanced Service District, or ESD. These sessions have been designed to provide key stakeholders and the community as a whole the opportunity to have direct input into the renewed scope of work for the Downtown Portland Clean and Safe Enhanced Service District. The official hosts for today's listening sessions are Downtown Portland Clean and Safe, the City of Portland, and the Downtown Retail Council. We have received input from hundreds of individuals, organizations, and community members during this process. The enhanced services provided by Downtown Clean and Safe are funded 100% by property owner ratepayers, and today's session is specifically to hear from ratepayers, tenants of ratepayers, and organizations who represent ratepayers. What services will help make Downtown Portland clean, safe, and successful as we recover from the COVID-19 pandemic and economic recession? And what services are most important to those who fund them? This is what we are here looking forward to hearing about from you. Before we open up the meeting for comments from downtown residents, I want to turn it over to Geraldine Moyle, Senior Strategic Projects Manager for the City of Portland, who leads the city's work with all enhanced service districts. She is going to get us started with a short presentation explaining the Downtown Portland Clean and Safe renewal process. Geraldine, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Cindy. All right, confirming you can see my slides. Great. Well, so hello, everyone. My name is Geraldine Moyle. I am a Senior Strategic Project Manager at the Office of Management and Finance, and I'm leading the city team focused on enhanced service districts. With me today from the City of Portland is Scott Carter from the city's Revenue Bureau, Contran from the Mayor's Office, and our new ESD coordinator here in the room with me, Sean Campbell. Enhanced service districts are privately funded zones authorized by the city to pay for services in the zone that are supplemental to those provided by the city. Enhanced service districts are established and governed by City Code Title VI, Special Taxes, Chapter 6.06, District Property Management License. These districts are managed and governed by the nonprofit organization established with the creation of each district. Properties within the districts pay district property management license fees for the expanded services. The city collects the fees and distributes the funds to the nonprofit who provides these services, either directly or by contracting the services. The revenues collected are used to provide cleaning, security, crime prevention, business development, transportation, public policy, housing, and marketing and communication services, or any such services that benefit properties in the district. The Downtown Clean and Safe Enhanced Service District was established in the City of Portland in 1994, and at 4 decades old, is the city's oldest and largest enhanced service district, and encompasses over 200 blocks of downtown. Clean and Safe is the nonprofit formed by the license fee payers to represent the district in ESD conversations and contract renewals, and has been the provider of the ESD services since the ESD was created in 1994. The district currently has 426 ratepayers. In 2021, there are 2 actions going before City Council in September. The first is periodic review. Every 10 years, starting in 2011, the Downtown Clean and Safe Enhanced Service District is subject to periodic sunset review, where the City Council conducts a public hearing or hearings to determine whether the license fee should be terminated. A district can also be terminated during any year if property owners who together contribute more than 33% of the district's total revenue submit written objections. The city ESD partnership, the obligations of each, and the scope of services the fees are funding are formalized in a district management services agreement contract authorized by the City Council. This year, the contract agreement for district management services between the city and Clean and Safe, Inc. expires on September 30th, 2021. A large component of the district management services agreement contract is the Downtown Clean and Safe scope of work, which identifies the services that the ESD fees will fund that are above the basic services the city provides citywide. For reference, the existing contract scope of work includes the following topic areas: security, janitorial, retail business assistance, recruitment and retention, downtown economic development, government relations, and downtown clean and safe administration. The city team has initiated conversations with the Clean and Safe team to collaboratively negotiate the new contract and scope of services. We need input from ratepayers in the community regarding what is working, what is not working in the district, opportunities for improvements, and to identify what services are important to consider and include in a new contract. This is the last of several opportunities we have had over the past few months to learn more about the district and provide your input. And both the periodic review and the contract renewal will go before council in September. And that date has now been established. It's Thursday, September 23rd from 2 to 5 p.m. We do have a new ESD website where you can find information on enhanced service districts in the city, current project and event information, a comment form to provide input or ask questions, links to the code and to the Revenue Bureau for fee payment information, and links to each of the existing 3 enhanced service district websites. And of course, if you would prefer to provide comments, ask questions, or talk to me directly, you are welcome to do so. And my email and my phone number are on this slide. Finally, on a related note, an audit conducted in August 2020 by the Portland City Auditor recommended that the city provide more oversight by reviewing the district's purpose and the city's responsibility and revisiting district agreements. The auditor also recommended that the city develop guidelines for district formation, governance, and management that ensures public input, transparency, and accountability for the districts and their service providers. The city's response to the audit will include a comprehensive review of the districts, community engagement about services provided by ESDs and the impacts districts have on the community, the establishment of clear, equitable criteria for the development and oversight of the districts, to create oversight and policy recommendations in line with the city's core values, and a report back to council. This work is in process. Information on scheduled community engagements will be provided via the website and via other public forums when we have those established. And in the meantime, public comment on the audit and enhanced service districts in general can be made using the comment form on the website or contacting me directly. We also encourage you to look at the audit, and a link to that audit is provided on this slide as well. So that concludes my presentation, and I will turn it back over to Cindy.
Thank you, Geraldine, for that clear presentation on the process. Now I'd like to turn the meeting over to Mark Wells, who is the Program Director for Downtown Portland Clean and Safe. Each year, as part of its contractual agreement with the City of Portland, Clean and Safe conducts a survey to measure the sentiment of downtown businesses, to inform the public-private city retail strategy partnership, and to inform the work of Clean and Safe. This survey is just one of the many ways Clean and Safe engages with the Central City community every year. To frame up the meeting, Mark is going to present the findings of the 2020-2021 survey.
Thank you, Cindy, very much. Good afternoon, everybody. Again, my name is Mark Wells, and I'm the Interim Director and Director of Operations for Downtown Portland Clean and Safe. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for taking valuable time out of your busy day to be here and to provide us with your valuable input and feedback as we look at renewing our contract and enhancing our services even further. As Cindy mentioned, I'm going to briefly go through our 2020 business census survey and highlight some of our key findings and information that is a good foundation for this discussion moving forward. Next slide, please. And there we go. Before we dive in, I want to go through just really quickly. I know this is a busier slide, but Clean and Safe does so much more than just the outstanding cleaning and security and crime prevention programs that we offer. On this slide, we want to break down kind of the three key parts to our services, from ratepayers to stakeholders and our constituents. So starting up at the top, our ratepayers, as Geraldine mentioned, we have 426 ratepayers in our 213 blocks of our district. And again, this is broken down by people and kind of what we do. And so there's the executive committee, city operations staff, our board of directors, and our board updates, preparing information and events, board meetings, making sure that we are transparent and communicating efficiently with all of our ratepayers and businesses downtown. Moving down to our stakeholders, a wide variety of different organizations and meetings that we run. We have the Central City Standing Committee, which we are here part of today. There's the Downtown Retail Council, run by my colleague Sydney Mead, that is instrumental in connecting and supporting our downtown retail businesses, large, medium, and small. As well as appreciation events for our cleaners and a lot of different parts there. And lastly, our constituents. Again, in our 213 blocks, a very diverse, wide-ranging group of constituents, from residents to business owners to tenants to property owners and to, of course, tourists coming back down and seeing downtown Portland. So a lot of different parts that make up your downtown Portland Clean and Safe. Next slide, please. So now we're going to dive into the actual business survey. Again, this was from last year. Next slide. This is a survey that we conduct every year, and our goal is to kind of get the pulse and understand the business community and how people are feeling, rating our services as well, and again, kind of getting a good pulse of the business community downtown in our district. We did move the survey completely online, and it reflects the opinions of the businesses within the I-405, I-5 loop. And again, this is from October 2019 to October 2020. This was done via direct mail and by email to gather the responses. And of the 3,200 locations, we had 10% responding rate back to the survey. Next slide. So we're going to go through a couple pie charts and graphs. I'll try to explain them as best as I can. They're pretty straightforward, but we'll go through downtown livability first, figure 6. Are there adequate services for homeless mentally ill individuals? Looking down at the color code, orange is not at all, down to a darker blue, which is very much. So as you can clearly see, the sentiment downtown is that we are lacking in adequate services for individuals experiencing houselessness and mental illness. Figure 7, are there adequate rules for behavior in public space? Again, this pie chart mirrors quite closely the previous one, in that 65% feel that that is not the case. Moving down to 20% that feel that that's hardly the case. So again, a general sentiment of the business community mirroring on both of these parts. Next slide, please. At this chart, you'll notice down at the bottom is kind of the date range starting from 2001 up to when we conducted the survey again in 2020. Color coded here, dark blue is very clean. Blue is okay, and then an oranger color is needs improvement. And you'll notice a common trend through most of these slides and most of this data coming through. Certain data points will hold even, and then you'll see a significant uptick around 2017, more 2018. So again, you can see the orange line indicating needing improvement going up dramatically from just below 40% in 2017 up to the mid 80s in 2020 when we conducted the survey. Next slide, please. Impact of people experiencing homelessness, mental illness, and or addiction to intoxicants. Again, same color code, again, orange being very much the impact that this segment is having on downtown. Again, you'll notice the same date range, late 2017 to 2018, elevating quite a bit. Next slide, please. Effects on graffiti and vandalism. Again, if you look at historically in the 30s, trending pretty similar all the way through the mid 2000s. And again, the spike in 2018. And obviously we all know there was a lot of challenges in 2020, but over 70% feeling that the effects of graffiti and vandalism are a large impact to downtown. Next slide, please. Overall, how does your business view public safety in the defined area above? And here, blue, dark blue is very safe, transitioning to, again, orange, which is not safe. And you'll notice, in the late 2010s to that part, 40 to 50% feeling that it was safe, moderately safe. And then again, we see in late 2017, 2018, respondents indicating that they felt almost over 60% that the downtown area, as far as viewing public safety, was not safe. Next slide, please. If you called for downtown clean and safe services in the past year, how satisfied are you with the service? Of the many, many charts that I'm very concerned about and very important to me, this one is one as the operations director, is basically how good a job are we doing? How are we servicing our ratepayers and our businesses and doing our job? Dark blue indicates very much, so a high level of satisfaction. The lighter blue somewhat, green a little bit, and then red not at all. So we're proud that we have, 72% are in the very much or somewhat, indicating a high level of satisfaction overall with our service. Next slide. Value of holiday lighting, one of our key programs that a lot of individuals don't know. The Clean and Safe champions this program and is responsible for lighting up downtown in the holiday season. So the value of holiday lighting is extremely high. Again, almost 50% saying very much and 33% saying somewhat. So we're happy to see that rate very high. And lastly, we'll look at some overall metrics of most important factors for businesses, not only locating, but also staying downtown. That's one of the big things that my team is working very hard on, is supporting our existing businesses, not only attracting new businesses, but making sure that we can retain the quality businesses that we have, again, both small, medium, and large. Looking at the factors, how they rate, central location being one, proximity to other businesses, accessibility, density of people, and then lastly, public transportation. And then lastly, down here, factors that need improvement. Coming up from last year, we have homelessness, cleanliness, vandalism, panhandlers, cost of parking, and availability of parking. And you can look on that one going back. Homelessness and cleanliness have rated 1 or 2, for the past couple of years. Just a notation, 2019, you'll notice that there is no data, and due to COVID, we were unable to provide the survey that year, just so that you know that data is missing, and we recognize that. Next slide, please. So that is an overview, again, of our 2020 business census. I call it kind of the pulse of our ratepayers to see how we're doing, both how they feel about the environment overall, and really honing in on the services that downtown Portland Clean and Safe provides every day to our downtown community. Thank you so much for the opportunity to provide an overview. Again, I thank you for your time. We look forward to your comments, your feedback. And with that, I'll hand it back to Cindy Lorla. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Mark. We are now ready to open the listening session up. We have a lengthy list, and we're really going to try hard to provide everybody an opportunity to provide comment. We do ask that you keep your comments to 2 minutes. And today's session is dedicated to the input of clean and safe ratepayers and organizations who represent ratepayers. Like I said, we're going to try to get to everyone, and so let's get us going. First up on the list is George Switzer. Apologies if I'm mispronouncing names, with Benson Hotel.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can.
Okay, great. Can you see me, or I don't see a camera option on the Zoom here? I can't hear you now.
We can hear you fine. The option is usually in the left-hand bottom corner, start video, but go ahead, George.
Mute and unmute, but I don't see start video, so I'm not, no big deal. So I'm Switzer. I'm the managing director of the Benson Hotel. My reason for joining this call is we need all the help we can get to make downtown clean and safe, which goes with the name of what we're talking about today. And I think Clean and Safe does a fairly good job. You know, they're responsive whenever I've called to try to provide assistance, and we need their help and more to try to improve upon the conditions that we have. So from my viewpoint, we desperately need their services, and I'd like to even see more provided to augment what they do. The slides that were shown by Mark Wells speak for themselves, and they show that the general sentiment is out there, that people feel that cleanliness and safety are problems, and we're starting to slowly see some turnaround. There's so much more that needs to be done. So please, I feel we need to support Clean and Safe and support the city in trying to come up with additional solutions. Thank you.
Thank you, George. So I should mention that we don't have a camera function during this ratepayer participation. And if I call on your name and you would like to just pass, just say no, thank you, and we'll pass on to the next person on the list. So next up is Greg Astley with Orla.
Hi, this is Greg. Can you hear me?
We can.
Terrific. My name is Greg Astley. For the record, I'm the Director of Government Affairs for the Oregon Restaurant and Lodging Association. For us, it's important as we represent the lodging industry and the restaurant industry across the state, that here in Portland, there are some very obviously unique issues that we're dealing with. The Clean and Safe program, in our view, says it all right there in the name. The impact that the downtown area, when it's not clean, when visitors don't feel safe, is incredibly detrimental. For us, having the Clean and Safe program means that there is security for the employees and the guests that come to visit, that they're more secure when they're going from the hotel or restaurant to their cars, that it's clean downtown. I have talked to numerous operators who have talked about the customer comments that they've received, and most of them center around the fact that they didn't realize how dirty it was downtown. And so the fact that these services are there, that they're supported by the businesses in the downtown community, I think is incredibly important. They're also, in my opinion, very effective and very efficient in the way that they carry out their work on behalf of the community. And for the Oregon Restaurant and Lodging Association, we wholeheartedly support the continuation of the program. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg. Next up is Kai Krennick with Fuel Yoga. No Kai. Okay, we're going to pass along to John Hollister. John, are you there? Okay, no John. Jonathan Oliveira with Forte Portland. Okay, we're going to skip along here. Keith Jones with Green Loop. Okay, we're going to skip Keith. Karen Eigen with Unico Properties. Karen, are you there? Okay, we're going to skip Karen. Liz.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
Oh, hi, Cindy. Sorry about that. Muted in 2 places. Unico has 5 properties in the Enhanced Services District. I have 20 on-site property management staff and 20 on-site building engineering staff, so 40 employees of our own. We have thousands of employees who work in our buildings. And we watched as the pandemic kind of emptied downtown for the health and safety of all of us, and we stayed behind and kept our buildings clean and worked on not recirculating air and bringing in fresh air and everything we could do to make the building safe for when people started wanting to work in the office again. This summer, we finally had traction and companies were starting to talk about reentry, and the number one question asked was, is downtown safe to be in? It wasn't about how clean is the building. It wasn't about how clean is the air. It wasn't about COVID protocols. It was, is downtown safe? And I think we've been able to say primarily that the media is kind of overblowing the situation downtown and it's for clicks. But I have to say the thought of not having clean and safe in the Enhanced Services District is scary. I had an experience of my own. I used to walk my son from south area of downtown to the north area of downtown every day. He's 4 years old. We walked around along 6th Avenue. And I was saying to everyone, I'm walking the walk, it's safe. And if it weren't safe, I wouldn't walk my 4-year-old down the street in broad daylight. But very recently we were accosted and really chased down the block. So I'm scared to think of what would happen in this area if we didn't have clean and safe. Our buildings, we take care of the cleaning. So we don't call too much for the kind folks at Central City Concern to come and take care of the cleaning, but we do utilize the safe element of clean and safe. And I guess I just want to echo, I think what everyone's saying, that the importance of the safety downtown is paramount. The survey reflected it. Certainly my tenants and clients are asking about it. So that's really all I wanted to say.
Karen, thank you very much. We're going to circle back to Keith Jones with Green Loop. Keith, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I was anyways, I just want to say that, I've been working with the food carts that just moved downtown over at the cart blocks, and Clean and Safe has been pretty instrumental in helping us not only to get up and running, but to maintain safety down there. We've had a number of recent break-ins, but then also the marketing is really important. And so, when we're looking at bringing people back downtown, having a forum where we can combine resources and help support each other and create opportunities to bring people back downtown, I think is really important. And so, as we go through this, there's 3 sort of legs to our stool, and they're the businesses, the residents, and the city. And I think that Clean and Safe really is a way for those businesses to organize. And anyways, I just want to say that they've been very helpful in helping to get us up and running and back on track. So thank you.
Thank you, Keith. Mark Schlesinger, Schlesinger Companies.
Good afternoon, Cindy. I'm assuming you can hear me okay. I see a smile on your face on my screen. And good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mark Schlesinger. I am a partner and principal owner of a 4th-generation family business here in downtown Portland. I'm also chair emeritus and a current board member of Downtown Clean and Safe. We believe in Portland, and we're not giving up. The business community is invested in downtown for over 30 years, with the initial formation of Downtown Clean and Safe and the continued investment and support of the program. Ask yourselves, Where would downtown be without the investment we as ratepayers, property owners make in downtown clean and safe programs? Central City Concerns Clean Start program is helping individuals get into recovery, stay clean and sober, move into workforce housing, and become employable members of our community while helping to keep our city clean. We need to support these individuals who are trying to make changes in their lives and the amazing work they've done, not just over the last 18 months of our pandemic, but in reality, over the many years of this program. This is one of the highlights, I believe, of the work that Downtown Clean and Safe does. And I know it's a model program that's been looked at nationally by other cities. We need to also continue to support our downtown security service officers. They play a vital role in keeping our 213 block district safe. With the continued overburdened law enforcement services, it's imperative that Downtown Clean and Safe continue to fund the 4 2,800 officers of the Portland Police Bureau. They provide critical services to our district, along with the district attorney staff that Downtown Clean and Safe also funds. In the entire history of Downtown Clean and Safe's armed security officers have never discharged a weapon, and they should not be penalized now because of current national and local conditions, in my opinion. I hope that our officers are maintained at the same level and same services as we continue to move forward with a hopeful renewal of this contract. Cindy, thank you for letting me share my thoughts.
Mark, thank you very much. Next up, we have Megan Conway with Travel Portland.
Hi, Cindy. Can you just give me a thumbs up that you can hear me? Thank you. Hi, everybody. Thanks for allowing us to join today. I'm Megan Conway. I'm the Chief Strategy Officer for Travel Portland, and I'm pleased to be here today to express Travel Portland's support for the Downtown Portland Clean and Safe and the renewal of the contract with the city. Travel Portland has participated on the board of Downtown Clean and Safe for more than 6 years, and our staff and board members are keenly aware and greatly appreciative of the value the program's cleaners and security officers provide to the 213 block service area. Many of Travel Portland's more than 1,300 hospitality and tourism partners are concentrated in the service area, and they rely on Clean and Safe to help deliver on the promise of downtown Portland as a vibrant, attractive, and safe destination for locals and visitors alike. Throughout our 40-year history, Travel Portland has worked closely with the business community, our local governments, service providers, and cultural organizations. We're proud to join with our community partners as stewards of this beautiful city, working across organizations to build effective alliances and to try to make a difference in the everyday lives of Portlanders. Downtown Portland Clean and Safe is another example of this kind of Portland-style teamwork. The enhanced services that Clean and Safe provides are only possible due to the unique partnerships that are aligned around a common vision of a vital downtown that is clean and safe for all. This year, Travel Portland is pleased to be able to support the Clean and Safe ambassadors who provide critical information and recommendations to visitors downtown, in addition to basic first aid or referrals to those in need of food, shelter, or supportive services. This is the kind of partnership that speaks to the value that Downtown Clean and Safe offers across multiple communities. There's never been a more critical time for downtown to have the support of city officials, business leaders, and all of those who love Portland. And that's why Travel Portland is thankful for the work of Downtown Clean and Safe, and we remain committed to our partnership for many years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Megan, and thank you for your support of the Ambassador Program. Next up is Nate Shropshire with PGE.
Cindy, can you hear me? Perfect. I'm Nate Shropshire. I'm a current manager for Portland General Electric Corporate Security. And as a part of that, I oversee the World Trade Center security, the G4S officers. So from a World Trade Center perspective, our on-site security team really depends on the downtown clean and safe for several different parts of the homeless issues that concern those that work and own businesses in the ESD. And really the services that Downtown Clean and Safe provide have become even more important as a portion of the Police Bureau has been defunded by the City Council. And that since that defunding, along with a large exodus of police officers through attrition, retirement, officers leaving the city for places that are potentially more police friendly, the gaps that the Police Bureau, they can no longer assist us really with those non-emergencies that arise from day to day. The services and the responses that the Police Bureau once provided, it can't be met anymore. And so those gaps need to be filled by someone. And for many of those responses, we lean on Downtown Clean and Safe for issues with the homeless, trespassing on private property, on public property, and all the things that follow that, the garbage. And that's necessarily for public property because we take care of our own private property with our own janitorial. And so we certainly appreciate that portion of Downtown Clean and Safe comes in and takes care of the public property issue. So, and for the graffiti that sometimes follows with those things. So in my opinion, if the contract for Downtown Clean and Safe is not renewed, I think we're going to see the viability of the downtown core continue to decline to the point that really it might not be reclaimable. So I appreciate the time and appreciate the listening session. Thank you.
Thank you, Nate. Nikki, is it Pescione with Coast Property Management? Apologies on the name.
Cindy, it's Roger Qualman.
Roger Qualman, hello.
Yeah, I think Nikki put my name in the hopper and didn't tell me about it. First of all, good to see you, and thanks for what you're doing for Clean and Safe. I am a board member for Fountain Plaza, which is the condominium portion of the Coin Center, Columbia to Clay, and Second to Third. Our issues with Clean and Safe, to be perfectly frank, are largely financial. When we look at what we pay as homeowners with and compare that with other condominiums and other commercial properties, we think that our charges are substantially out of line and need to be revisited. And we are in the process of preparing that information, and we'll be meeting with the city and Scott Carter to discuss that. And we'll have our argument put together, and we'll go through the appeal process. Beyond that, ourselves, along with, and I can't speak for other downtown residents, but overall, I think that people who live downtown have not felt like we're getting a level of service that's commensurate with what we pay. And especially when compared to the commercial establishments, hotels, restaurants, and office properties in particular, which have a lot more drag on and need for services in the downtown area. So the thing that I haven't heard in the presentation today, because most of the people talking have been representatives of long-term established supporters of the program. But I think that as you prepare your work for the presentation to City Council, you have to be absolutely candid about the disaster that we've had in the past year and what's happened to our city. So, and I say that not that it's anything that's not known and understood, but let's be frank about it. It's a disaster, and we've got to do what we can to renew our glitter. I'm a long-term member of the downtown business community and have been in the commercial real estate business since Christ was a corporal. And I can tell you that it's a different a different feel in downtown, and the city needs to get on the ball and do their part. And Clean and Safe, of course, can do theirs as well. Just as a specific data point, I was a partner in Norris Beggs and Simpson for an employee for 35 years and a partner for most of that time. And the company in this last year has relocated to Cruz Way in Lake Oswego. And a big part of their thinking in doing that was that they didn't feel that downtown was a safe location for their employees. So it's sad to say, but it's true. So other than that, I don't have anything other to say than I have great faith in the Clean and Safe program, that it can do a lot to make downtown a better place. But we've got to start from recognition of the fact that we've been beaten up pretty badly in the past year, and we need to recognize it and be honest about it. Thanks, Cindy.
Okay, thank you, Roger. Patrick Nolan. Okay, we're going to skip Patrick. Paul Waldman, World Trade Center.
Hello, Cindy, can you hear me? Hello, everyone. My name is Paul Waldman. I'm the building manager at World Trade Center downtown, and we have 3 buildings here, all connected by the sky bridges, a 17-story tower, an event center that's currently closed, and PG's corporate headquarters. I've been here for 9 years, and I've been downtown for much longer than that. Prior to working for World Trade Center, I was with the city of Portland for 8 years, and before that with Norris Beggs and Simpson, working in downtown properties. And downtown Clean and Safe has always been the advocate that you could go to when something happened overnight or during the day, and they would respond and appropriately dispatch whomever we needed to help with whatever came our way. And that has been consistent my entire career downtown. And so that is vital to keep that functionality. Last June, we had a whole lot of civil unrest that caused a lot of angst downtown, and it was a lot of misperceptions about downtown happened locally and nationally. And if we were to lose downtown Clean and Safe doing their services downtown, I think that would be counterintuitive to what would be needed to continue the struggle and the rebuilding that we're doing downtown. We're excited to see people moving and collaborating downtown, and we just want to see that improve. And I think downtown Clean and Safe is a vital part of that solution. So my hope is that we can continue to support them in however they need support. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Robin Shuey with the Standard.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Robin Shuey, and I'm here today representing the Standard. The Standard is one of the largest ratepayers and one of downtown's largest employers. We have been satisfied with downtown Portland Clean and Safe's efforts and its responsiveness. While it's not a perfect program, and we hope that this process will help us to continue to improve the services provided, we believe that overall it has been effective, and we do not believe that the scope of work should undergo a massive overhaul. As a large ratepayer, we have no interest in participating in a reset of an established and successful program at such a crucial time for downtown businesses. Thank you to Downtown Portland Clean and Safe for all of their efforts, and thank you for the opportunity to provide feedback today. Thanks, Cindy.
Thanks, Robin. Next up is Susan Landa with the Fossil Cartel. Okay, we'll skip Susan. Susan Kyle with Portland Mall Management.
Hello, Cindy. I'm Susan Keel, and I am the current chair of Portland Mall Management, Inc. We're a public-private partnership with the sole purpose of ensuring excellent maintenance and operation of the downtown transit mall, including the Yamhill and Morrison Loop. We're part of the Downtown Enhanced Service District and also contract with Clean and Safe for additional cleaning in our area of responsibility, which constitutes roughly 60% of the central city on the west side of the Willamette. The cleaning, security, and aviary assistance provided through the contract is of high quality. The relationship is a collaborative partnership, and we're particularly proud and thankful for the men and women from Central City Concern working on the mall who are transitioning to better lives and new career opportunities. It's difficult to imagine a better arrangement to provide these important services. It's also difficult to imagine where we would be without clean and safe services dealing with the incredible amounts of garbage and biohazard waste over the last 18 months. Clean and Safe has been very responsive and an excellent partner in maintaining the mall and allowing good access for transit riders, pedestrians, customers, and tourists. This is an essential service to save and maintain our city. And we absolutely urge renewal of the Downtown Clean and Safe District contract and maybe even more of it. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is Vanessa Sturgeon with TMT.
Hello, Cindy. So we have several properties within the Clean and Safe District and represent one of the largest ratepayers in downtown. And it is difficult to say where downtown would be without the services that Clean and Safe provides. Our tenants are very heavily reliant on Clean and Safe services, particularly when it comes to cleaning up biohazards, things that they are trained to remove and have the proper equipment to remove and to do so expeditiously. We are big fans of the Central City Concern employment program for this as well, and have in fact hired 2 people who have graduated through the Clean and Safe program onto living wage jobs. They're just phenomenal success stories. We are very thankful for the services that are provided. And as a board member, I have a unique glimpse into the finances of the organization, and we spend significantly less on administration than other like programs across the United States. So I'm very proud of those accomplishments and love to see that 94 cents out of every dollar is going directly into services for downtown. It's a phenomenal statistic. So I'm urging renewal of the downtown clean and safe services in September. Thanks very much, Cindy.
Thank you, Vanessa. Next up is Peter Andrews with Melvin Mark.
Cindy, are you there? Excellent. I appreciate the opportunity to speak today. As a 2-time past chair board member of Clean and Safe, I've had the opportunity to not only participate, but just be part of the incredible partnerships that have occurred. I don't have much to add after both Vanessa and Mark's strong comments, other than now is a critical time for downtown and our ability to bring back employers. This is an incredibly important program for us as a city as we continue to welcome people back to our great city. I've spoken to many of our retailers and they concur how vital it is for their continued success in a challenging environment. And so I strongly encourage and endorse a renewal of the program as others have, and appreciate the opportunity to speak on behalf of my family and our group here. Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you, Peter. Next up is Wade Lang with American Assets. Wade, are you there? If not, we can skip you and come back. Perfect. Thank you.
Sorry. I just, everybody's saying what I would echo as well. So I'll just keep it real short and appreciate the comments of everybody so far. And American Assets Trust certainly supports those comments too. Thank you.
Thank you, Wade. Great to hear from you. Amanda Lothman with Travel Portland.
Hi, Cindy. Thank you for calling on me. Megan expressed the sentiments of Travel Portland, so I will pass on my turn. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ashleen McKirk.
No comment. Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you. Avery Morris.
No comment. Thank you.
Thank you, Avery. Barb, is it Ranish? Apologies again. Barb, we'll come back to you. Carol with Cartlandia. Sounds like Carol might not be on. Charles McPherson.
Yes, thank you. I will pass.
Thanks, Charles, for participating. Jerry Linson. Okay, it looks like Jerry's not here. Jennifer Peterson. Okay, no Jennifer. John Hollister, I believe he was on our previous list. Maybe you're back on. Okay, we're skipping. Jonathan Oliveira. Josh Gardner. Josh. Julie Gibson. Okay, looks like no. Kai with.
Sorry, I don't have any additional comments, but support the renewal.
Hi, Julie. Kai with Kai, what we called him earlier. Kate Merrill. Okay, get down my list here. Michael Liu. Michael Liu with Fubon.
No comment. Thanks.
Thank you. Mike Larkin with NAI Elliott.
No comment. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Nyla Clark.
No comment.
Thank you. Sumi Fox, World Trade Center. I think she's going to be a no comment. Phyllis Steinhauser. Okay, Richard Perkins. Scott Robertson. Walter, is it Wheeler?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you very much.
Hey, Walter.
I have a comment. I believe that the activities of Clean and Safe are very important. They may not be perfect, but I think they're very important to our city right now as it struggles for its recovery. And I would be disappointed if it were not renewed particularly since I don't know of anything that I hear that would replace it. Can it be improved? More than likely. Does it have new leadership? Yes, it does. I would be persuaded that the new leadership should be given an opportunity to fix whatever the audit found to be inappropriate. Our city needs all of the efforts for cleanliness and making our citizens and visitors feel safe. In addition to being safe, feel safe. I'm finished. Thanks very much. Appreciate it. All the best.
Thank you, Walter. So that is our list. So if we missed anyone and you've jumped on and you would like to provide comment, please, this is the time to do it. Give you just a moment. Okay. If not, I want to thank everyone for your participation in today's session and for all 5 sessions. The input and ideas presented were exactly really what we hope to hear, and will help us shape our clean and safe scope going forward. The final opportunity for community input will be that September 23rd meeting that Geraldine mentioned, when the City Council will conduct its periodic review and hold its first hearing on the ESD contract and the new scope of work. If you would like to submit a written comment before then, please go to the website posted in the chat or email Geraldine Moyle with the City of Portland. If there are no other comments, we will adjourn. Anyone? Okay. Looks like in the chat do we have one more individual, Anita Davidson, who would like to speak?
Yes, thank you. I would. I'm surprised somehow I wasn't on your list, Cindy, but thank you.
Apologies.
Okay, thank you for including me. I have spoken before, but I wanted to just give some support to our fellow condo owner who spoke from the Fountain Plaza condos. I've expressed this before, that I do believe condominiums, which are residences, should be exempt from the license fee. We would like to see the city services. We of course want the towns clean and safe. We just would like to see the city services completed. Empty the garbage cans, clean up the streets. These are services that we pay for in our taxes by living downtown. These condominiums were residences and were exempted in 1988 when the Economic Improvement District was started, and when the when the business license fee was placed as well. This residential exemption was affirmed in 2001 when apartment buildings as businesses were added. Condos were only added in 2009 with a prediction that there would be equivalent of additional 1.5 full-time positions for security and 2 full-time equivalent positions for cleaning. Now, despite statistics that you might all have, I've asked and have not been shown anything that demonstrates these outcomes. Now, another thought is that we contributed $175,000 to the clean and safe budget. That's only less than 3% of $6 million. But the first consideration for this funding or this government spending should be, what would those funds be used for if not for taxes or fees? We who live downtown would be spending that $175,000 on food carts and small and large businesses, on cultural events, on hotels when we invite our families and friends to come visit, and even donations to our favorite charities, which would include the Central City Concern. We do support Central City Concern. We have had the janitorial services come along the mall. We've had to specifically ask that they come along other streets around our building, but around the mall, meaning the transit mall. But that's less than 1 million of the $6 million given to Central City Concern, or given to the Clean and Safe District. And it's a small portion of what we see. I've walked the borders of the district. We're on the far south end. I don't see any difference in the services provided on our streets and those on the streets adjacent to us, which are outside of the Clean and Safe District. So my concern is we're lacking the city services, which we already pay for. And I'm concerned about a privatized police. As already expressed, we don't need a privatized police as a substitute for the public police, which we already pay for. The city assumes all the risk in the privatized police anyway, no matter whether an armed person has discharged their firearm yet or not. The city would assume the risk if that was to happen. And so our preference as those who live downtown would be to have a public police force where we could know of their certification and be guaranteed that they are trained in the way that needs to be done. That's not an assurance when we're paying a private security company who, as I understand from the audit, was not even willing to disclose the certification standards of their officers. So that's what I'd say. 10 years also is too long. This went I'd say unbridled for 10 years. That's a long time for a district to go. If it is renewed, I would certainly recommend and hope that there would be consideration to make it a 3 or 5 year renewal as it was originally in the early days and as most other city programs are. That way we could come back and make sure that everybody is getting what they hope for, including the cleanliness and the security that we need downtown. And finally, because of what we suffered downtown, we would request that there be no increase in the rate for this year. The clean and safe budget, its assets on hand are over $3 million. That's increased about $300,000 a year for the past many years. And with your coffers at that rate, at that position, it would seem that you could go a year without increasing our rate of contribution, if in fact you don't agree to completely take condos out of the fee schedule, which is really what we're asking. So thank you for the opportunity again to speak.
Anita, thank you very much. Mark, Geraldine, do you have anything before we close out this session?
No, I don't. Thank you, Sydney. Thank you again, everybody. And we look forward to
Cindy, it looks like there's one more hand up.
Oh, I'm sorry, can't see it.
George Switzer.
George with the Benson.
Yes, I apologize. You caught me offhand a little bit because you called upon me first. I did not write down my thoughts, and I apologize for not expressing them fully. I would tend to agree with the majority of what was said today. In particular, Mark Schlesinger and Vanessa Sturgeon, their comments. I do represent the downtown hoteliers. I'm the chairman of the Portland Lodging Alliance, and the hoteliers in general support and need the continued support of clean and safe, and want to hopefully see the city be able to build upon that. So I just wanted everyone to be aware I'm not just representing the Benson, I'm speaking also on behalf of Portland Lodging. Thank you.
Thank you, George, for your additional comments. Anyone else I've missed or a hand raised that I've missed? Thanks, Geraldine, for the heads up. All right. I believe with that, we can adjourn our listening session. Thank you again to everyone.